it is our pleasure to recognize and honor the parents of our senior football players and cheerleaders. We want to extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to these parents for their outstanding support of their children and the Mount Carmel Area School District. Your involvement is what makes Mount Carmel Area a leader in academics and athletics. And now, please join us as we honor the senior football players, cheerleaders, and their parents. Number 1, Matt Kovaleski, escorted by his parents, Mark and Val Kovaleski. Number 2, Jared Morgan, escorted by his parents, Harry and Marcia Morgan. Number 6, Justin Clokus, escorted by his parents, Dave and Dana Clokus King. And since the captains are tied up out on the field, we'll skip number 7 until he's ready and go to number 9, who's also a captain. So next one will be number 12, Anthony Rossi, escorted by his parents, Anthony and Pam Rossi. Number 14, Justin Slaughterback, escorted by his father and stepmother, Jack and Karen Slaughterback, and his mother and stepfather, Tracy and Michael Twig. Number 26, Dave DeMarco, escorted by his father, Dave DeMarco. Number 28, Julius Demetrius, escorted by his mother, Odie, and his father, Julius. Number 29, Kevin Demko, escorted by his parents, Tom and Peggy Demko. Number 35, Bill Stewart, escorted by his parents, Bill and Laurie Stewart. Number 45, Eric Jepko, escorted by his parents, David and Kathy Jepko. Number 47, Matt Dietz, escorted by his father, Herc Dietz, and his mother, Tracy Lynn. Number 50, James Goins. James Goins, captain, son of the late James Goins and escorted by his mother, Kathy Paul. Number 52, Jordan Sinopoli, escorted by his parents, David and Cindy Sinopoli. Number 60, Chris Steck, captain, escorted by his parents, Mark and Karen Steck. Number 64, Jonathan Long, escorted by his parents, Ronald and Linda Long. Number 66, Kyle Higgins, escorted by his parents, Ken and Lori Higgins. Number 70, Zach Lutz, escorted by his parents, Steve and Kathy Lutz. Number 71, Justin Augustine, escorted by his parents, Dave and Marie Augustine. Number 73, Dan Hood, escorted by his parents, Daniel and Laurie Hood. Number 74, Kyle Savitsky, escorted by his parents, Michelle Moser and Mark Savitsky and Darren Snyder. Number 83, Kenny Klinger, escorted by his parents, Ken and Julie Klinger. Number 88, Colin Menapace, captain, escorted by his parents, Dr. Mike and Melissa Menapace. Number 89, Quinn McCracken, escorted by his parents, Casey and Vivian McCracken. Number 7, Mark Washaleski, captain, escorted by his parents, Mark and Lisa Washaleski. Number 9, Matt Morose, captain, son of the late Gerald J. Morose, escorted by his mother, Kathy Morose. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a round of applause for the 2008 football seniors, players, and parents. And now, we will introduce the senior cheerleaders and parents. Brianna Bartle, captain, escorted by her parents, John and Cindy Bartle. Amanda Giudaro, escorted by her mother and stepfather, Jen and David Bowman. Courtney Grabowski, escorted by her parents, John and Kelly Grabowski. Jocelyn Jaworski, captain, escorted by her parents, James and Angela Jaworski. Erin Shemansky, captain, escorted by her parents, Mike and Barb Shemansky. Tony Timmons, escorted by her mother and father, Glenn and Rhonda Timmons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for the 2008 football senior cheerleaders and their parents.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado football. Tonight, on an absolutely gorgeous football night, and I might add the first one at home here this season. In fact, some of the fans in front of me here are still looking up at the sky wondering when it's going to start raining. But it is a perfect evening tonight for a Heartland Conference division matchup tonight as the Red Tornadoes play host to the Defenders of Warrior Run High School. And Wayne, first time ever meeting between these two schools on a football field.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's nice to see every so often. We end up looking at some new teams here, and this is one, Warrior Run. Every year, we had Central Columbia a few years ago and a couple other teams, and this is nice. It sort of keeps you on your toes a little bit. You don't know too much about the teams. As far as the fans go, but I'm sure the coaching staff has done their statistics, seen the games over the last 3 weeks, watched many films on the Warriors, on the Defenders, and we'll see how this game is going to turn out. Mount Carmel, again, coming off a very, very good showing last week. Each week they are getting better, both offensively and defensively. The Tornadoes coming off a great ground game against Shikellamy, the Braves. One of the biggest teams I think we're going to see this year on the football field, and we sort of did what we needed to do up and down the field. Looking at the Defenders tonight, size-wise, much, much smaller in comparison to the Shikellamy Braves. Again, I hope they're a little bit quicker. We'll see what happens when the kickoff takes place.
Well, the Defenders come into the game 1-2. Their win came in the first game of the season, and of course it was a thrilling come-from-behind overtime win at Shikellamy.
Yes.
So that's their first win. They then went to Milton and lost 6-0 to the Panthers, but last week playing Useville, a very powerful Useville team, and they got pretty battered up by Useville last week. So they come in at 1-2. The Red Tornadoes at 3-0, and as you said, looking like they're firing on all cylinders. Now, here's a game that you're going to wonder a little bit about. Obviously, on paper, it doesn't look like a matchup, but it's a team you've never seen. It's a whole scheme you've never seen. And you got a Warrior Run team now that we understand we're not going to see their starting quarterback, at least the one that was scheduled to start for the year. It looks like he's out with an injury. We may see a freshman start. We're going to wait and see how they line up. Now, bear with us on this because, unfortunately, and this happens a couple times a year, the Warrior Run roster is not in numerical order. So we're going to have to search through the entire roster every time we look for a number until we start to see who's starting and who's doing what. But I'm fairly believing that we're going to see at quarterback number 1 a freshman, Damon Yoakum. We're going to wait and see who lines up there. But again, it's a division game in the Heartland Conference, and that's an important point to make here. A lot of things happening tonight. We had the class of '98 in the stands here. They're coming back for their 10-year reunion, and in that theme, when the Red Tornadoes take the field tonight, you're going to have to look at your TVs a couple of times because they're going to come out wearing white pants with a red stripe, actually a double red stripe. We believe the last time we've seen that happen was back in the very early 90s. The last time we wore that color combination, a red top and the striped white pants. So you're going to see a little retro look from the Red Tornadoes as they come out on the field tonight. It was also senior night tonight. And what a night, 25 seniors on the team, the senior cheerleaders, of course, their parents all out in the field beforehand. So really a festive evening here at the Silver Bowl for this game. I'm going to welcome everybody who's listening to us on the webcast tonight. Again, it's always a pleasure to have you guys out there, and we hope you enjoy the game tonight. The defenders have taken the field and are over on their sideline. We're waiting for the Red Tornadoes, who are a little slow coming out of the locker room here. But they'll be out shortly, I am sure, and we'll get this game going. Sometime, I forget what week he told me. Now, I just got done telling me this. They were talking about the 98 championship team coming back.
Right.
I'm guessing that would be for the next home game probably, right?
And I was just looking in the book there.
We were just talking to Jose about when they're going to come back, and he'll be here at halftime. If we don't remember that, they'll be
surprise.
There we go. We're going to go out. It's going to be the Jersey Shore game,
right?
October 10th. So we're looking forward to the 98 championship team. And as I said, the class of 98 is actually here as they're celebrating their class reunion over the weekend here in Mount Carmel. So a big hello to all of them and their families as they come here. A nice crowd, a great night. It cannot be a better night for football.
Yeah,
After such lousy nights here for the opening game and the last week's game, it's absolutely a perfect football night as we get ready here. And again, we're waiting on the Red Tornadoes. They are extremely slow at coming out of the locker room after a senior night. And again, that's because all of our seniors were on the field. And the players are on the field. It's taking a little bit of time to get through all their instructions in the locker room before they come out. But we expect to see them shortly. The defender team, again, we look at them as a first-time ever foe and look forward to actually seeing them. The program has actually made an upturn. It had some tough times there in the last 10 years, but in the last couple of years, it's really done some nice things on the field. And I believe they were the ones that upset Southern.
Yes.
That time, a couple of years back on the field. So they are capable, absolutely capable of scaring the pants off and walking out of here with the win. So I don't want to downplay that they don't look the same on paper. They are a smaller team, I'll give you that. Smaller probably than we've seen all season so far, size-wise. But as you know, that doesn't always mean anything. All right, we got the sign up now, so the cheerleaders are fairly certain they're coming out. So there they are. We see them now coming out of the gate here. So they're getting ready in those new white with the red striped pants on them, and there they are. Bring back memories of those who wore those color combinations in the old days.
Our white pants had a black stripe on them.
Yes, they did. Actually, it was black in the uniform back in the late 60s, early 70s, and it then disappeared. And I quite frankly never knew why there was black in the uniform ever. I don't know where the black came from. But they're now back traditionally red and white and have been for some time. And I heard rumors now that we may, and this is something we have not seen. I don't know when the last time we saw this. There's a rumor they may wear all white before the season's out.
Wow.
And that'll be interesting. We have very seldom seen that in the last 30 years. So I realize we're having a lot of talk about wardrobe here tonight. Kind of fill in a little bit till they got out here. And they now take the field, and you can see the different combination on them. We'll get ready now as the captains get ready to do the coin toss, the ceremonial coin toss, as it was done actually in front of us a little earlier today when we were down on the field. Red Tornadoes come in with almost no injuries. They're, for the most part, at full strength as they were when they started the season. They have one of the Shoestack boys is out. One of the younger Shoestack boys will not be playing tonight. But other than that, everybody's healthy. Everybody's here that we saw in the last 3 games starting. So no excuses on the Red Tornado side. As I said, the defenders come in a little banged up, and mostly it's going to be at that quarterback spot.
Quarterback, tailback, too.
Yeah, the tailback is obviously banged up.
So
we'll see who they start in those 2 positions to start the game. And I said you're going to have to really bear with this because when you look at the roster and they're all in different numbers and jumbled around, I still will never understand why they can't order it in numerical order. But far be it from me to wonder. All right, there you see the captains out at midfield, and they're getting the coin toss business out of the way. We'll shortly see who's doing what here as they make their turn and face the goals that they're going to defend and go at. And there you see it, and it looks like the defenders have won the toss and declined, so the Red Tornadoes will receive to start the football game, and the defenders have chosen to go on offense.
Let me get over the offensive lineup for the Tornadoes since we are receiving the ball. Left tackle, number 14, Trevor Demko. Left guard, 66, Kyle Higgins. The center, of course, number 60, Chris Steck. The right guard, number 50, James Goins. The right tackle, number 70, Zach Lutz. The tight end, number 88, Colin Menepes. The quarterback, number 7, Marcus Wasilewski. The split end, number 9, Matt Morose. The slot, number 1, Matt Kovaleski. The tailback, number 21, Justin Pulowski. The fullback, number 28, Julius Demetrius.
Number 10 going to be kicking off for the defenders, Ryan Lose. Ryan's a junior, 5'11", 150 pound. Actually listed as a quarterback, linebacker, and now kicker as he gets ready to do the
all-around guys.
He apparently does a lot of different things there. So Ryan has it marked off, and he's signaling he's getting ready. Of course, down deep, DeMarco, Pulowski, and Lamb for the Red Tornadoes. Pulowski, number 21, in the middle of your screen. And Lowe says, I'm going to let it rip, and he does. It's going to go down to Lamb at about the 12-yard line where Myrick will come upfield. And Myrick makes a nice move there,
Nice.
and Myrick is free down there, and Myrick's coming to the Red Tornadoes sideline. A lot of nice moves in there by
Excellent.
the young freshman, and they'll drive him out of bounds right around the 44-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes.
Great run back for a freshman. Young kid, and I'll tell you what, he's looking all over the field as he's coming down. He's looking at his blockers, and usually don't see that in such a young kid.
Yeah, the Red Tornadoes came out, of course, in an I formation. Wasilewski at quarterback. You have Julius Demetrius at the fullback spot and Pulowski in the I tailback formation. Wasilewski goes back to pass immediately. It's tipped by a defender and falls incomplete. He was trying to hit Morose down around the defender 40-yard line. It's 2nd and 10.
Number 32, Josh Forsman. He's playing in that linebacker position. He dropped back a little bit and got his hand on the ball.
The ball's actually right around the 45 where they finally placed it down at, so that's where they began the line of scrimmage at. Same formation now, except that we have two guys out to the right of the formation, and it's going to go to Pulowski. And Pulowski is going to be wrapped up in there pretty quickly by number 21, Steve Martin, a senior for the defenders. A gain of 1 on the play. It's 3rd down and 9.
Up to this point in the season, the Tornadoes have seen either a 5-3 or a 4-4 defense. The defenders have come in. They're putting in a 6-2. They're loading up the line and playing with 2 linebackers, 2 tight ends. Nose guard.
You saw a shot there from the end zone camera. We have the end zone camera set up now for this game. It was not working for the first 2 home games. It'll be here for the rest of the season. Wasilewski out of the shotgun now. He looks downfield, and he's got Morose wide open, and Morose still on his feet. And Morose dancing down the defender sideline and finally tripped up down there
46.
at the last second by number 46 for the defenders.
No, 45.
45?
45.
Well, 45 is going to be Josh Lindsay, another senior for the defenders, and he saves a touchdown with the ball now just outside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from inside the 11-yard line for the Red Tornadoes. And I'll tell you what, Morose was wide open there.
Yeah, defensively, that had to be a busted play because Morose was so wide open. There were 2 defenders downfield. I think they were on Kovaleski.
It's Demetrius on the carry, and Demetrius will be stacked up around the 9-yard line. Nice play in there by the defenders, and I'll tell you his number if I can reach him as he gets off the pile down there. He's going to have to turn and face me. It looks like number 21 did the damage for the defenders, and that is Steve Martin once again. So Morgan will bring the play into Wasilewski now for the Red Tornadoes. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8, about a 2-yard gain on the play.
Again, the defenders playing tough run defense with their 6-man line.
Out of the I formation now, Morgan in motion. Wasilewski looks downfield. He's trying to find Morgan, and he does. a touchdown for the Red Tornadoes, an 8-yard touchdown pass from Wachaleski to Morgan at the 9:51 mark of the first quarter of play, and then the Red Tornadoes are out to a quick 6-0 lead. Menapace will be on to attempt the extra point.
And Morgan just comes out and from the slot position and just curls in past the goal line. And nice pass by Wachaleski.
Wachaleski's changed the shoe, and he's ready again. He'll be kicking out of the hole to Morose.
Menapace is kicking.
Yeah, who did I say?
Wachaleski.
I'm sorry. Center snap was perfect, and he puts it up, and it is perfect. So it is now 7-0 Red Tornadoes, and they'll be kicking to the defenders. So a very quick score for the Red Tornadoes, and the big plays on in the air instead of on the ground. Again, the defenders are pretty much saying, beat me in the air, because they're trying to stack that line of scrimmage up.
Yeah, they're stacking it up, and the reason I think Tornadoes had a great running game going last week and put up some big yardage on paper, and a little suspect by the defenders last week when they played against a run. I forget who. Useville.
Useville
They
gave
put up tons of yards.
An enormous amount of yards on the ground.
Played good pass defense. So I think tonight, the defenders are trying to stop the run, but at the same time giving up the pass.
Down deep for the defenders will be number 30. I'll find his number in a second here somewhere. Is it 36? I'm sorry, it's 36. I can't find his number either. So the Red Tornadoes kick off.
Corey Bennett.
And they kick it to Bennett. Bennett takes it at the 14-yard line. And Bennett with a good run back. He'll get up over the 30, out to about the 32-yard line. He's brought down in there for the Red Tornadoes by number
88.
88, but also number 24,
Quinn
Lamb
McCracken.
on the play.
Menapace.
Menapace and Lamb. So the defenders go on offense. Number 1 will be at quarterback, and that will be Damon Yoakum. And that's a tight offensive set that they went into there. Look at that setup. And they're going to give it to the big guy, number 99, the tailback, Austin Oberdorf. He's the guy we were told to watch for in that offense. He's the big gun.
Kyle Savitsky, number 74, coming in from the defensive tackle position to make the stop that time. Just a slow-moving play offensively.
Yeah.
They're trying to hit the outside, going to the right.
All right, you got a kind of a split backfield there. It's Oberdorf and Forsman in back of Yoakum. And Yoakum's back to pass. Yoakum looking downfield, and he was trying to hit number 21 coming out of the backfield for them, and that is, I'll tell you who that is in a minute. I have no idea who that one is, Wayne. He's not even on the schedule, I can tell.
He's not on the program.
There he is, Steve Martin. I should remember him. That's 3 or 4 times I called Steve Martin. I should remember Steve Martin. That's a great name, Steve Martin. But I said it's going to take us a little while to get used to these numbers, as they have different numbers for their home and away uniforms also. Yoakum again looks downfield. Same exact play, only this time he sent number 33 down into the pattern. And that is Taylor Onspach for the defenders. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th down now and about 13, and the defenders will be in a punt formation.
Not much of a spread offense for the defenders. Everything in tight except for that wide receiver that's been out to the left.
Yeah, they do keep it tight there. I'll give them that. Ryan Lose goes back in the punt formation for the defenders. Number 10, he's at the 15-yard line. He's punting to Morose and Lamb. Pressure on there by Menapace, but a good kick all the way back to the Red Tornado 38-yard line.
Nice
They
fake.
do a fake handoff, and
flags.
Lamb is free, but a penalty flag. And it's going to be a block in the back against the Red Tornado, so this play will be coming back.
Nice run by Lamb that time, and a great fake between Pulowski and Lamb. He had half of the defenders going to the opposite side of the field that time.
There you saw the fake, and in fact, right here, you're gonna, and there it is. There is the block in the back, and you couldn't miss it. It's right in front of you. You see the flag bouncing, and then Lamb down the sideline, finally stopped down there by number 33, Taylor Onspach. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes from their own 34-yard line. Demetrius, the lone back in the backfield. 3 guys split to the right of the formation. DeMarco comes in motion, and we hand it to Demetrius, and Demetrius looking downfield along the sideline, and he'll go out of bounds around the 40. The stop put on him by number 32, Josh Forsman, as he drives him out of bounds.
Again, trying to get Demetrius to the outside. Picks up a quick 5 yards that time. Running to the short side of the field.
Right.
As it would be.
They'll bring up 2nd and 5 now for the Tornadoes. Now we go into a tight formation here. Pitch out to Pulowski. Pulowski trying to catch the edge, and he does.
Speed on there.
He's got DeMarco out in front of him. DeMarco made 2 good blocks.
That was Lamb.
Or Lamb, I'm sorry. Touchdown.
24, Lamb made 2 excellent blocks down the sideline. And I'll tell you what, Pulowski showing his speed that time, and he got out to the corner before the defenders even reacted to it.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, I don't want to say enough about Lamb there. You're right. Lamb had the speed to stay with him, first of all, and actually made 2 different separate blocks to put him in the end zone. That's a 61-yard run by Pulowski to get into the end zone. It's 13-0 at the 8:29 mark, and then the extra point attempt to come. But there you see the speed and shiftiness. But I tell you what, it took a Lamb to be out because it would be hard to stay up with Pulowski otherwise. The snap is down and kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's 14-0 Red Tornadoes. But what a run by Pulowski, and what a block by Lamb to get him out there twice.
And we've seen this since the beginning of the year, but Pulowski has matured to the point. Last year he was just starting to make his own, come into his own with the passing, receiving, and everything else. And now with carrying the ball, you can see his perception on the field as he was running down the sidelines there. He was able to spot the open areas where the blocking was at, and he was able, about the 20-yard line, he cut back into the center of the field for the score.
Red Tornadoes be kicking off again here. It's only 8:29 in the first quarter, so 2 quick scores by the Red Tornadoes. What number is down deep there, Wayne, now?
When he puts his arms down, I'll let you know.
These uniforms are really tough to see. He keeps fooling with it. I'll never tell what it is. The 6 on the end there, right?
76 maybe.
No, it can't be 6. Picked up right at the 17-yard line by the defenders, and a nice run back. He's going to be brought down in there by Menepace, the kicker, but the ball carrier was number 45, Josh Lindsay. So the kicker on the tackle that time for the Red Tornadoes, and the defenders go on offense. Quarterback number 1, Yoakum. He's got 99 and 32 in back of him in a very tight offensive formation, and he goes to pass again.
And that was tipped on the line of scrimmage. I couldn't even see if we have a replay on that.
I didn't see who tipped it. He was trying to get the pass out to Onspach, 33. And Paul, you're right. The trajectory of the ball was changed a little bit there.
So it might have been Steck because it was right over the top of him.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down now and 10 for the defenders.
Working on Kovaleski, number 1 tonight. No matter who comes out here as their wide receiver. And again,
another pass, this time a slant pass trying to hit Steve Martin there and did not. You're right. They throw every pass they've thrown is to the same side and a different receiver each time and a little different pattern, but they're going right at number 1 every time. And we did not expect to see them throw the ball as much, to tell you the truth. That's a little bit of a surprise that they're throwing so much so early here in the game. Yoakum rolls out. He's being chased down there by Demko and just throws the ball away into the sideline of the defenders, and will bring up 4th down.
He could not see over the top of Demko even to throw the ball.
Demko has 7 inches on him probably, so
goodness.
there was no way to do that. So the defenders will go into another punt. There's to see the replay. Look at Demko, 65. Yoakum jumped up to try to see where he was throwing it, but there was no defender, no Warrior Run defender even close to where he threw it at. Punt's going to drop in front of Moroz. He'll pick it up right at the 40-yard line, make a quick cut, and he's going to go down very quickly there. A nice play by the defenders by number 33. And that is Taylor Onspach.
There's a little lull between picking the numbers out and getting the name.
Actually, I should look at the monitor more. I can see the numbers better there. Well, not there, but I can see the numbers actually better. All right, Red Tornadoes 1st and 10. They're starting from their own 43-yard line. They're in an I formation, but Washileski says, I'm going to throw it.
Oh, look at this,
He has
right
Moroz
on the numbers.
all alone down there. Moroz was completely alone, and it is a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. A 66-yard touchdown strike from Washileski to Moroz, and the defenders have been rocked on their heels here at the Silver Bowl. It is 20-0, and there's still 7:55 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Again,
he was way behind the defender that time.
Yes, he must pull out of that 6-2 defense that he's in and get back into a 5-3 and get another defender back there to protect against the pass.
Menapace on to attempt the extra point. Menapace puts it up, and it is good. So the score, 21-0 Red Tornadoes here at the 7:55 mark here in the first quarter. The defenders are going to have to regroup here very quickly, or this game's going to get away from them very fast.
Washileski is on target tonight, that's for sure. Every pass is right in stride. Moroz that time, catching the ball in stride and along with Pulowski. And I'll tell you what, you get that combination going, you're in it for a long night.
Well, I mean, the defenders are between a rock and a hard place here. They are trying to defend a run. That's where they lost their first 3 games with people running on them. So they made a conscious decision not to let the Red Tornadoes run, working out fairly well that way. But they're compromising pass defense, and you got probably the leading quarterback in the Heartland Conference, on the other side of the ball. So that's where you're in trouble a little bit.
The other thing is, in their last 3 series, 9 plays were a slant pass to the slot man on the left side.
Yeah. Menapace lets it rip. It's a high kick, and it's a short kick, taken right at the 15-yard line. Brought down in there by number 31 for the Red Tornadoes, Billy Hoskin.
You know what? I better set up the defense real quick for everybody. The left end, number 89, Quinn McCracken. The left tackle, number 60, Chris Steck. The nose guard, 74, Kyle Savitsky. The right tackle, number 50, James Goins. The right end, 65, Trevor Demko. The left linebacker, number 6, Justin Kalokas. The right linebacker, number 42, Sean McCullum. Left cornerback, number 2, Jared Morgan. The right cornerback, number 1, Matt Kovaleski. The free safety, number 29, Kevin Demko. And the strong safety, number 9, Matt Moroz.
First offensive play, a dive play into the middle for no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the defenders. They came right up the middle and were stopped dead by the Red Tornadoes.
It's like Sinopoli, Mike Sinopoli, number 29, playing the nose guard position for the Tornadoes. Looks like we substituted a few people in. Number 35, Billy Stewart.
Pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage by the Red Tornadoes.
Justin Augustine, number 71, is in playing the left guard position.
Well, it's 3rd and 10 now for the defenders. Yoakum struggling with a very tall Red Tornado defensive line right now, trying to see over them. Yoakum is listed at 5'11", 155 pounds. You have Stewart playing the end position down there, isn't he? Or is he he's a tackle.
He's a tackle, right. He's in at the tackle position.
Yoakum again back to pass, and this time intercepted. It's Morgan on the interception, and Morgan down the defender's sideline, and Morgan's going to take it in. No one over there for the defenders. He threw it wildly as he was trying to, Demko was pressuring him.
Demko, 65, just came in right on top of him, and he couldn't even look over. And, of course, the ball was just haphazardly thrown. He should have just threw it out of bounds.
It's 27-0 now at the 6:56 mark of the first quarter, folks. We're still in the first quarter here. As Menapace trots on to attempt the extra point, I suspect that we'll see a lot of different numbers for the Red Tornadoes in a very short time here, as the defenders right now not able to generate any type of offense. And Menapace puts it up, and this time he bounces it off the
goalpost.
Bounces it off the left goalpost, and it's going to fall no good. So it remains 27-0 here. You know, it's not easy to hit the goalpost. People think it's easy to do that.
No, it isn't. It takes practice, I'm telling you. Yeah, the Tornadoes now at this point, just offensively and defensively, are just doing anything they want here. Yeah. You know, they're defending very well. Their Warriors or the defenders are only coming out. They threw 1 or 2 passes other than the flat pass, and now tried a few up the middle and has not worked.
Still can't see the guy in the middle. His number. He refused.
I think it's 36.
36?
It is 36.
He completely refused to let his jersey alone when he's down. He keeps pulling on it the whole time I'm looking at him. That'd be Bennett in the middle there for the defenders here as Menapace lets it rip. And this time he's going to kick it to number 33 down at the 16-yard line. Hanspach is the guy that brought it upfield. He's going to be stopped down there by number 47 for the Red Tornadoes, and that is Matt Dietz. He had some help down there from 27, Mike Sinopoli, also on the play. So it's 1st and 10 defenders. The ball at the defender 33-yard line.
Number 47, Matt Dietz, is in the Tornado defensive lineup. Shoestack, number 34, Cody. He's in playing a linebacker position.
Defenders go into an I formation now, and they hand it off right in the middle, and it goes nowhere.
Billy Stewart, number 35, in for the Tornadoes.
Forsman on the carry for the, no, it might be 20, actually 22, I'm sorry. That's Ty Fry. Ty Fry, the carrier. They have a bunch of different people actually in and out of their backfield also. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. We will do everything we can to keep you posted on numbers here, folks, but the Red Tornadoes have already made wholesale changes here on the defensive unit, so bear with us. Now you go into a heavy offset I formation for the defenders. He's going to hand it to Oberdorf, the big guy. And Oberdorf's going to take it over the 30-yard line out to about the 31-yard line. Getting off the bottom of that plow once again is 47 and Shoestack and Dietz.
34, Shoestack and Dietz making the initial. Shoestack making the stop. They're hit in the backfield. And Dietz finishing him off at the line of scrimmage.
Got a 3-yard gain for Oberdorf, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for the defenders. Again, in that heavy offset eye. They're offset a little bit to the right there. Yoakum slipped a little bit as he was trying to throw the ball and throws it a little bit long. Couldn't get his footing there. And they'll bring up 4th down.
Number 27, Mike Sinopoli, come in from that nose guard position and makes the hit on Yoakum right before he threw the ball.
Again, Los back to punt. Nice punt. Let's drop down in front of Moroz. He's going to have a hard time picking it up, but he does. And he's down along the Red Tornado sideline, and he's free. And a touchdown saving tackle down there by the punter, Los.
Yep.
So what a return by Moroz as he takes it into defender territory down at the defender 23-yard line.
Moroz kicked it in right about on the 45-yard line of the defenders and just passed about 4 guys out standing still. They didn't expect it, and of course he gets tackled by the punter on the 22-yard line, 23.
I didn't think he was going to gain much. It was a difficult one to pick up, and he picked it up only a couple of yards left on the sideline, but he went right down the Red Tornado sideline for the big gain on the punt, and there is a timeout on the field. Warrior Run has called a timeout as they want to set their defense now against this Red Tornado offense. They have not had much success.
I think they were missing there was a player. They were short a guy.
Head coach of the Warrior Run defenders, Chris Eisworth. As I said, this is a program struggling obviously this year a little bit, but one that really came of age in the past few years and started making some noise and expected to be competitive year in, year out in our division here in the Heartland Conference. They're located up by Turbitville, actually, where the high school is, a little bit outside of Turbitville. Yeah, the Red Tornadoes get an offensive formation here in a 1st and 10. Demetrius, the lone back in the backfield. He actually has Goins on the other side there. Demetrius trying to catch the corner, and he's going to gain 3 or 4 yards, or actually 5 yards in the play. He's brought down in there very quickly by number 7, Devin Hoy.
Devin Hoy coming from that linebacker position, and
here you see the replay.
Took the angle on that.
You can see Demetrius trying to get outside, and you'll see Hoy. There's Hoy making a nice tackle. But I'll tell you what, Demetrius will pick up 6 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 4 for the Red Tornadoes. That time we had Goins, but he was out over by almost in the slot position from where he started at.
Goins again, the fullback.
We're looking to pass, and we do. And the receiver, I believe, is going to be, it's 89 down there for the Red Tornadoes, McCracken.
The number 2, Bryson Brook, makes the tackle. But Quinn McCracken hooking up and making sure that he had the 1st down, picks up 6 yards. He needed 5 for the 1st down.
1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. They'll place the ball down on the defender 13-yard line.
Number 29, Kevin Demko, comes in with the play from the sideline.
Morgan's going to be split wide right in the formation, but it's going to go to Demetrius, and Demetrius cuts it back, and Demetrius will be taken down about the 6-yard line. Number 76 getting off the bottom of the pile for the defenders.
Steck for number 60 for the Tornadoes. The center was downfield already blocking.
No. I'm not located 76 yet. There we go. Derek Applegate. Tell you what, my eyes are going to be tired searching this roster for every number here. All right, again, the I formation with, unusually enough, Goins in front of Julius Demetrius, and it's Demetrius, and Goins opened up a hole that you could have run through. Demetrius does run through it. It's a touchdown. Julius Demetrius,
Yeah.
a 6-yard run. And
I don't know if I'd want that. There's a tandem right there.
yeah,
You put James Goins back there blocking. You see what he can do as he kicked out the end that time, and Julius Demetrius running the ball behind him. That's deadly.
so the score out to 33-0. 3:17 still remaining in the first quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl, folks, as Menapace trots on to attempt the extra point. Remember, he bounced it off the bar, the upright, but this time he puts it through, and it is good. So now the score, the Red Tornadoes 34, the Defenders 0. Menapace getting ready to kick off, and the Defenders just not having their night here at the Silver Bowl, their first ever trip here to the Silver Bowl, and it's not one they're going to want to remember, obviously.
That's for sure, their first trip in.
They're, they got to keep their heads up here a little bit, and they've got to play hard, still play hard, and they are doing that. The Red Tornadoes have already begun to substitute wholesale across the defensive side of the ball. Again, we're trying to keep you updated on that, and again, everyone will end up playing, it looks like, tonight, so bear with us here as we try to get you all those numbers and still try to keep the game flowing here. Okay, down deep will be Bennett in the middle down there. He's flanked by Onspach, and you can't see the guy in the far end there, Wayne. I think he might
99.
be. Oh, that's going to be the big guy, Oberdorf.
Yep.
Oberdorf must have some speed if he's down there on the kickoff return team. It's going to go down to Bennett at the 10-yard line. And Bennett coming up field now. He reverses his field, but he will be brought down right along the 23-yard line by a number of the Red Tornadoes down there. Karicki, one of the guys getting off the bottom of the pile along with Eddie Stewart, number 4.
Number 4. Of course, the missile was already down there, and that's DeMarco.
Yeah.
It slowed him down about 5 yards, about the 15-yard line.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Defenders. Now they go into a one-back backfield, and they hand it to the back. And that is going to be the big guy, Oberdorf, I believe. Let me see him get up there. He stopped down there by number 73 for the Red Tornadoes.
Number 32 was carrying the ball out.
Dan Hood, actually, on the stop. 32 would be Forsman.
That's who that is. Very close to the quarterback, though. Did you see that?
Yep.
They had double split left and right, far left, far right, and brought Foreman up real close behind the quarterback. I don't know how he was able to turn around and hand the ball off.
All right, they go into a split backfield now behind Yoakum here. It's kind of an offset split, as you can see it. And Yoakum's going back to pass. He rolls out very quickly. He makes his the reception. Morgan's going to bring him down. The pass play went to Ty Fry.
Pick up about 4 yards. Fry hooks up, goes down, hooks up, and tried to get man on man, but of course there were 2 defenders that came in. Morgan making the tackle, of course.
They'll give him 5 yards in the play, so it'll bring a 3rd and 5. Now in that same formation with a split backfield. And Yoakum again on that quick sprint pass, and he throws it over everybody's head.
In on top of me immediately, though, was number 74, of course, Kyle Savitsky's playing a great game in there on the defensive side. And number 47 coming across there was Matt Dietz.
So the Defenders once again will punt here. There's still 1 minute and 43 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. One of the longest quarters we've experienced in a long time. It's longer for the Defenders, I'm sure.
Yes.
As Los will go into punt formation for the Defenders. Nice center snap, and he lets it rip.
Flag on the play, though.
Moroz will take it at the 49-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. Spun around by a couple of defenders and finally goes out of bounds about the 48-yard line, and another penalty flag goes down. So there are 2 on the play. One happened back at the punter. One happened at the end of the play. And
Yep.
we'll see what they decide both of them will be. See Mr. Claiborne come out and tell us what it's going to be there.
Great basketball coach for Shamokin area. He's done an outstanding job down there. And team coming up this year is probably one of his best teams. And believe it or not, had coached at Warrior Run.
Yes, I didn't know that
years ago.
We talked to him at the beginning of the game. He was talking about coaching at Warrior Run, so he has a history here with the Defenders. The penalty was an illegal procedure against the Defenders, and then it was illegal block by the Red Tornado. Yep. So what the result of this looks like it's going to be is the Defenders are going to have to kick again.
That's 4th down.
Basically what it comes down to. The Defenders will re-kick on those 2 penalties. This time, Los will be kicking from his 15-yard line. And he gets a nice kick out once again. It's DeMarco at his own 48, and DeMarco into defender territory, down along the defender's sideline. DeMarco still churning his feet there. Still moving, and a flag goes down right where DeMarco goes down, right behind him there. So we'll see with that flag, and it's almost definitely going to go against the Red Tornadoes where it was thrown at. DeMarco moved the ball down to the defender 33-yard line, but we'll await the penalty call here to see where it actually gets spotted. It's going to be a push in the back by the Red Tornado, so it'll bring the ball back, and they'll walk that penalty off, and it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes from the 41-yard line, or I'm sorry, 46-yard line of the Defenders. Washlewski brings him up there in the I formation. And this time it's DeMarco. And DeMarco, look at the head of steam DeMarco has. DeMarco takes it all the way down to the 27-yard line. Stopped down there by number 2, Bryson Brook, for the Defenders. Here you can see the play. And DeMarco with a head of steam as he heads downfield. You can see how quick he is. And again, finally brought down by number 2. But it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes from the 20. They place it at the 28-yard line. Again, Demetrius in front of DeMarco in the backfield, and DeMarco again gets the call. DeMarco will be stopped for a very short gain on this one as the Defenders read that play very well. Getting off the very bottom of the pile for the Defenders is number 70. 70. And I'm going to see if he was the guy that, nope. 70 is Brett Moyer. There's a timeout on the field here as I believe that is DeMarco was shaken up on the play. So DeMarco coming out on under his own power.
Lamb takes his place as the tailback.
So it's 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes.
Number 89, Quinn McCracken, goes in for the Tornadoes on that left side.
Back in the I formation. This time a pass play, trying to hit Pulowski, and Pulowski just couldn't hold on to it.
And it was right there. Yep. I think Pulowski was just looking downfield a little bit too much. That time he was wide open, had a great curl pattern to the outside, and boy, the pass was there. Just has to be a little more patient, wait for the ball to come to him before he turns and looks downfield.
Kovaleski trots in with the play for the Red Tornadoes. Pulowski comes out of the lineup. shotgun formation for Wasilewski as he's going to look downfield, and it's Kovaleski, and Kovaleski catches the exact pass that was thrown to Pulowski. That's the exact pattern. He's complete, and the ball will be down at the 17-yard line of the defenders, and that should be enough for a first down.
Steve Martin, number 21, getting up, and he did tip the pass a little bit. But Kovaleski watching the ball right to the reception. Of course, that's the end of the first quarter.
Yes, mercifully, that is the end of the first quarter here with the score of the Red Tornadoes 34, the defenders 0. But you're right that what was the guy's number you just said?
Martin.
The baller? Martin, Steve, yeah.
Steve Martin.
He did a nice job.
Yes,
Just couldn't defect it enough. And Kovaleski keeping his eye on the ball. It's really hard to catch a ball that changes direction right at the last second before you're going to catch it.
Although, you know, the great part about this is you have Kovaleski going out as a receiver. He's also your defensive back, and they do those tip drills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you tip the ball up in the air, and then, of course, the motion of the ball is directed someplace else, and you have to go and catch it. So, you know, as a receiver, those types of practices come in handy.
There's a shot of the Red Tornado cheerleading squad in all white. With a little bit of red trim there. A little different look for them also.
Yes.
I believe they wear white at home and red away, from what I can gather now. So again, you can see how observant I've been over the last few games. That. I'm not just like staring around. I'm paying attention once in a while. All right, start of the second quarter here. Ball on the 17. It's 1st and 10. Lamb in motion, and it's a pitch out to Lamb. A nice block by Pulowski. Lamb follows it inside the 5-yard line down to the 3-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal from the 3.
Pulowski never gave up on his block that time. He kept with the kid right from about the hash mark and kept pushing him, pedaling him back. And that
there you see the replay. Watch. Yep. You can see Pulowski there. To see the block he made.
Yep.
And Lamb followed him right down, right in back of him into the 3-yard line or so. It's just outside the 3. Demetrius, the lone back in the backfield now in back of Wasilewski. Wasilewski looks to throw, and he does. He was trying to hit, I believe that's Demko going to get off the bottom of the pile down there, but he couldn't hold on to it. He was well covered down there by number 33, Taylor Onspach, for the defenders. A nice job by Onspach.
Yeah, and all he was trying to do was curl across the line or the goal line and move down a little bit. And the ball was there, but boy, I'll tell you what, Onspach had a good coverage on him.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down now. 2nd down and almost 4 yards for the touchdown. It's Demetrius, and Demetrius right up the middle behind some great blocking in that offensive line that time. He goes in untouched from the 4-yard line. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes to score now 40-0 at the 11-17 mark of the second quarter of play.
Trevor Demko, number 14, playing a
look
left
at the
tackle
replay
position.
Here, Wayne. Coming right at you from the end zone camera. Look, no one lays a hand on him as he goes into the end zone untouched. What a perfect shot that was of the play.
And the left guard, Kyle Higgins, number 66.
Menapace puts it up, and this one's going to be close, but he got it. So the score 41-0 Red Tornadoes, 11-17 remaining in the second quarter play here at the Silver Bowl, and nothing has gone right for the defenders tonight. The mercy rule will be invoked, but I don't believe that's invoked until the second half.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So the clock will run quickly in the second half, but still a lot of time here in the first half as we still have a bunch of minutes left in the second quarter. So the Red Tornadoes totally dominating the defenders here tonight. Got up early on them and never looked back, and I think that was the real key to it.
Yeah, 1 or 2 plays, but then I think the defense had kicked in there, in those first 3 series for the Tornadoes right from the get-go and forced the defenders into punting each time. And once you do that, we saw what happens with Lamb back there now, and him and Rose, and been truly impressed with those two. Lamb has certainly come on since the Shamokin game, and has proven his worth as a freshman. But Moreau's on the specialty teams has done an outstanding job in getting better week in and week out.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. Menapace will continue to do the kickoff duties here, at least for the first half, I guess. As he looks down the field, the same three guys are in formation down there for the defenders. And it's going to go to the guy to the very far left, and that is going to be, Karicki on a great tackle. Absolutely brings number 33 down without even breathing hard there.
Tyler
Ansbach is the ball carrier.
Tyler Karicki, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's a sophomore.
All right, now you can see the Red Tornadoes now have almost replaced their entire defense. They may have replaced all of it.
Yeah.
Again, we'll try to see some numbers as we go here, but there's
Goins is still playing.
He's still
the
in
left.
there,
He's
and Savitsky's still on
and
there.
Savitsky, number 74.
Well, there's a bunch of new guys in there now.
Dan Hood, number 73, playing the right tackle position.
Savitsky all over the play. That is Oberdorf on the carry. Oberdorf will lose a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up second down and 12.
Mark Minnick, number 3, in defensively for the Tornadoes. TJ Hiroman, number 82, in the defensive backfield. Eddie Stewart, number 4, is playing that free safety position.
They'll leave Forsman and Oberdorf in back there in the backfield. As Joachim brings them up. Joachim goes back to pass. He's looking downfield. Now that's a case where really there's going to be defensive interference.
Yeah.
But he only had one guy in the pattern again, which makes it a little bit more difficult. Now he snuck at the last minute. If you were watching the play, number 22 snuck out of the backfield, but it was Ty Fry, but it was too late.
Too late.
He never looked at Fry ever. That was a case where you're throwing the ball at one guy from the start to finish. The Red Tornadoes had a lot of guys around. In fact, had too many guys around him.
That's what the problem was. In fact, Justin Kolokas dropped back from his linebacker position and almost had a hand on it.
Yep. So there you see the mark off of the penalty. It is a first down now, and the ball out to the defender 36-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's their first down.
Yes. Again, Joachim back to pass. He looks downfield. Nice pass. That was a nice pass that time. He really, really hung it out there, trying to hit.
Okay.
And we'll see his numbers.
We'll do the defender
I got to see his number there because
I'll do Lamb, number 24. Lamb was defending on that pass play. We'll wait until he turns around so we can see what his number is.
And he has turned around, and that is Steve Martin of all people. I'll tell you what, though, that was a nice pass.
Yes,
Steve, he laid out, but just couldn't get his fingertips on it. So it's second down and 10 now for the defenders. So Yoko number 1 is actually a sophomore quarterback playing here tonight for the defenders. Fakes it to Forsman, drops straight back. He looks downfield. Once again, the same play. And this time a pretty fast play. It's a completion. Right. So number, I don't know.
Good luck.
He's 18 or 16? 16. That is number 16 on the reception down here for the defenders.
Okay. And I don't see him.
He's not listed on our program, and I just heard the public address system.
Josh Badman.
There he is. We have a second list here. So Josh Badman on the big reception. It's 1st and 10 defenders on the Red Tornado 28-yard line. Again, back to pass, this time under some pressure, and Savitsky actually put the pressure on Joachim, and he threw the ball short. It'll go incomplete.
Dan Hood was in there also. For the Tornadoes, number 73, putting some pressure on. And I think bad mistake there. Joachim tried to throw the ball after he was being tackled. Almost an interception occurred.
You can see that Joachim, you see the arm he has, though. I mean, that last pass play was a perfect example. That was perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. So it's second down and 10. Yoakum will bring him out. He'll stay in that very tight split backfield. It's Forsman and Oberdorf behind him, but he drops back to pass. And Savitsky was on him before he made the turn to look back to make the pass. That's how fast Cal Savitsky was in on him. So a loss on the play, and the ball will be placed back at the 35-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. That's now going to bring up a 3rd down and about 17.
That looked like a tiger jumping on a raw piece of meat that time.
I don't know how he got in there that fast.
I don't know either.
And he was all over that play. Okay, now we go into an I formation, and we're going to pitch it out to Oberdorf. And Oberdorf will be stopped by Clokus, number 6, for a short gain. They'll put it down at the 31-yard line. It's 4th down and 13.
Sean McCollum was in on that stop also for the Tornadoes.
You can see the replay. 8:40 here remaining in the second quarter of play on a perfect night here in the Silver Bowl for football. The weather is absolutely perfect. Line up in that split backfield again with Forsman and Oberdorf. Yoakum going to pass on a quick inside slant, and he hits his man. That was a nice play.
That's Martin.
Once again, his main target down there 21. Is Martin.
Nice pass, nice pattern Martin ran too, coming from the left slot position. It was just a little drag play.
There you see the play in front of you there. And Goins is the guy that finally brings him down, and that was not enough for the first down, so the defenders will turn the ball over on downs, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. So a new quarterback now into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Number 4.
Eddie Stewart, number 4 for the Tornadoes.
So he'll start his first play here.
Shotgun.
Yeah. And he goes right into the shotgun, interestingly enough. But he's going to run it, as he is apt to do when he goes into that shotgun. We've seen that many times.
Number 54.
He's fighting his way down there. He's going to be stopped by he is stopped finally by number 54. You're right, for the
Tim Moyer
defenders. He had a heck of a time bringing them down. Takes the ball just over the 25-yard line. He'll bring up 2nd down. Call it 8 for the Red Tornadoes. There you see it. You can see Stewart just will not go down.
Jared Morgan, number 2, into the slot position for the Tornadoes.
Stewart looks downfield, and he's chased again by 54, but he eludes him this time. And now Stewart is loose down the defender's sideline. Stewart is still going, and he steps out of bounds. Finally, I guess we'll force out of bounds by Fulmer. Jason Fulmer forced him out of bounds finally. But a nice run by Stewart into defender territory, down to the defender 44-yard line.
Again, Stewart is a sophomore, 170 pounds, 6'1", coming in with some great size. And he was another one we were told to watch this season. You know, we'll be coming into that position next year, but boy, someone with speed.
All right, it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Now he goes back into a traditional I formation, and it's Pulowski. And Pulowski's got some room to run. Pulowski makes a nice cut. Pulowski going to make the turn and back the other way. Pulowski still on his feet, down to the 14-yard line.
Some great downfield blocking. Number 82, T.J. Roman, leading that, and Pulowski was just behind him, cutting left and right the whole time. But there's a point there. You stay with your man. You keep in front of him, even if you have to run a shield block, and Pulowski knows how to use it.
Martin was on the stop, and now you see the Red Tornadoes have pulled both starting backs out, and into the lineup now will be the freshman Lamb, number 24. He'll line up in the backfield by himself because the fullback, 44, Karicki, is actually out split in the formation. But we pitch it to Lamb, and Lamb is heading for that corner, and you can see the speed on that freshman, and he does. He turns the corner, touchdown, Red Tornadoes at the 6:47 mark of the second quarter. The score 47-0 now, and the extra point attempt that comes from Menepes says, the defenders are just having an awful night here at the Silver Bowl. They just could not do anything to stop this Red Tornado offense attack and do anything against the defense.
I'll tell you what, it's the speed that the Tornadoes are putting in the backfield between Pulowski, Julius, Demetrius, and Lamb. It's tough to defend.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely. The speed kills, and you're seeing it here. Menepes puts it up, and they're going to tell me that it is good, so it'll be 48-0 here, and there's still 6:47 remaining here in the game. Now, I would have to assume the Red Tornadoes will no longer see any of the starting unit going forward from here, but just an awful night for the defenders. You got to feel bad for them. They're not this bad of a football team. Obviously, it just got away from them very early, and they're struggling right now. So Menepes will go in and do the kickoff duties, and I'm guessing this is the last time we'll see him when he does this kickoff. Signals that he's ready, and he's going to get ready to kick it. And he does, and he kicks it deep down the middle. It'll be Bennett right at the 10-yard line as Bennett picks and chooses his way up, and he'll be stopped at the 25-yard line by a number of Red Tornadoes.
I can't even see who made the initial
The
hit.
last guy off the bottom is going to be number, of course, 47, Matt Dietz. So let's give it to him because he was the last guy on the pile. And now you can see an entirely different Red Tornado defensive unit is on the field here.
Number 48 that I can see, Tommy Hiroman. Tyler Karicki, number 44. Justin Augustine, number 71. Dan Hood, 73.
Juraski's in there, number 10. Did you get him?
No, I did not.
Yoakum looks downfield, and it is knocked down by big number 71, Justin Augustine. Stuck his hand out and knocked it down. And an oddity here, I looked at this JV team when I did the public address announcing. The JV, look at Augustine, number 71. The JV team's actually taller than the varsity team size-wise. No, I mean, I'm serious. They're an extremely big JV team. I was very surprised by their size.
Number 83 in for the Tornadoes, Kenny Klinger. Looks like he's playing a linebacker position, left linebacker, switching over to the right side now. Now back to the left. Now the defensive end.
Yoakum looks downfield, has his man. Hiroman's going to make the stop, and it's Devin Hoy on the reception, enough for a first down out to the Red Tornado, defender, 40-yard line. Well, Hoy's I'm looking at Hoy there. Hoy's 6'3", 190. He's a big boy. He's a tough kid to defend. And that was, again, a nice throw.
Yes, it
was.
Again,
all you got to give Yoakum is a couple of seconds time, and he can hurt you. He's not had any time to throw the ball. Hey, Yoakum brings him up. He's in that really tight formation. Looks back to pass again. And this time he was trying to hit his main man, Martin, down there. But
coming across and just coming out of the slot position, a little slant play into the middle of the field. But that time, Yoakum rushed the pass a little bit and threw way in front of Martin.
2nd and 10 for the defenders. You see the size of that JV line there in the picture. You can see how big they are.
I'll tell you what, what's really nice, though, is they're getting some valuable experience.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, at this level, this early in the game.
Yoakum again, that really quick, and he goes down, and he's heading again down there for the big guy. Minnick was on the coverage.
Minnick was on the coverage and just about had a hand on it as for the interception. But Hoy, number 7, long pass for him. He's a big boy coming out of that position.
So bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the defenders. The clock stopped here on the incompletion each time, so it's still 5:58 remaining in the second quarter. Same exact play again.
Yep.
That's exactly the same play as he tried to hit Hoy. And again, Minnick on the defense. And it's 4th down now for the defenders, and they're going to kick.
Great rush defense that time by the Tornadoes.
Pulowski now will go back down deep along with Lamb instead of Morose. So Morose is out resting already. I mean, truthfully, I don't know who I'd kick it to in these 2 guys because they're both viciously dangerous speed-wise.
Or the 3 of them. It doesn't even matter. You know, Morose might be out taking a rest, but timeout.
The defenders have called a timeout. And I think they were just trying to get themselves set here. As Los was looking at the lineup, they're making sure he had enough guys. So they take a timeout, and we'll stop here. And I remind you that this is a sports presentation of WKMC TV, celebrating our 40th year of broadcasting, and we are the first high school ever to broadcast over cable.
That's right.
So we are very, very proud of our history and all the people, and we're going to be talking about that over the next few games of some of the people, at least that we know and we can identify to you, that made this all possible, going back to the very beginning with WJPM TV, up in that little cinder block house up on the hill up there, that 4x4 building.
Mr. Joe Swatsky was
absolutely. Joe was integral in that. There's just so many. We'll get some names, and we're going to talk about them. We'll talk about the website and stuff like that later on. But Los lets it rip. It's a really high kick.
Minnick, number 3.
They changed over there to Minnick, and Minnick heading to the Red Tornado sideline. And Minnick points out the punter. Minnick makes a nice move, and Minnick still on his feet. And Minnick all the way down to the 16-yard line. Finally brought out by number 82, Ryan Beaver for the defenders, but Minnick on a great return for the Red Tornadoes.
You see him pointing downfield.
Trying to set his block up there.
Yep, trying to pick out his, straighten out his blocker, show him where he's going.
So 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes from the defender, 16-yard line as Stewart brings the play in. As we said, he's got the
Lamb and
Karicki now. Karicki, the big fullback, the big rangy fullback, in fact, in front of him. And it's Karicki, and Karicki making a beeline for the end zone, and Karicki will score on a 16-yard run from the line of scrimmage. The big fullback, and it's 54-0. Red Tornadoes here, and the defenders absolutely cannot stop anything right now on this ball game, and the game is just out of control.
Coach was talking. He's sort of looking at Coach Icatano and going like, what can we do here? You know, it's tough to stop kids. You know, you're in there practicing. It's tough to tell them not to score.
No, you can't. I mean, that's just it.
It is tough.
No, this isn't running the score, but he has a whole different team in there now, and they're scoring. So now the hardest part here was who's on the kick team now. As Demko runs back out, figuring he have enough people there, as Menapace is in to attempt the extra point from the hold, and he puts it up, and it is no good. I could look at that 100 times and wonder how it was no good, but it is no good, so the score remains the Red Tornadoes 54. The defenders 0 here with 5:31. And I don't want to miss talking. I didn't talk about this so far this year, but it's very interesting. As WKMC TV in its incarnation now, as it's called, celebrating, of course, its 40th year of broadcasting and its rich history as a high school broadcasting. But again, certainly our partner, the people that make it possible for us, the cable service, Service Electric Cablevision, is celebrating their 60th year of operation. So a long history of cable broadcasting here in this area, and we're very proud to be part of Service Electric's 60th year, as I am sure they are of our 40th year. It's also, believe it or not, the way they're telling me now, there's some discrepancy on this one, but they are going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Silver Bowl this year. So a lot of anniversaries going on here. And, of course, we're just 1 year older. Although I'm aging much better than you.
You think so?
That's what I heard anyway. That's what people tell me. I only know what they tell me.
Jack Benny and I are still 39 years old, I'll let you know.
Menapace will let it rip here. Goes down deep down there.
33.
It's on Spock on the return. And getting off the bottom, very bottom of that pile, we're going to give it to
48.
48, I believe, should be the guy that we can give that
And
to, and that's going to be Tommy Hynoski.
I think I can put the roster up here now.
You might want to.
I don't think our starting lineup is going to get near to fill.
Well, we got to change over here, that's for sure. All right. Yoakum brings him up. He goes into an I formation now. He'll put Forsman in front of Oberdorf. And he gives it to the big guy, Oberdorf, and he's brought down there very quickly by number 34 for the Red Tornadoes, Cody Shustak.
Abumar, number 57, Ahmad, is playing the right tackle position for the Tornadoes. Number 14, Justin Slaughterback.
We apologize. We've missed his number several times, and he was not on our roster.
He wasn't on our roster. He is now, and he is highlighted.
I said last night to Phil, I said, who the heck is, and Phil actually had it highlighted for me this time, as we were all trying to figure that out as they changed that number after the program was printed, and they couldn't get it right again. Yoakum goes straight back now. Straight drop. Slips again a little bit. And it's intercepted by Minig. Minig in the interception takes it down to the 28-yard line. He's brought down in there by Ty Fry for the defenders, but an interception on the play. There's a defender player down, and that is Steve Martin. I'll tell you, there's a kid that played his heart out here in his first half, and he's struggling a little bit. Doc Greco running out to see if he's okay. And he's still up, and I'll tell you what, he's the kind of kid you're going to, he's going to walk off the field no matter what. But he was a little bit shaken up there.
Number 34 is now the tailback for the Tornadoes, Cody Shustak, in back of Karicki. Number 12, Anthony Rossi in at the left end position. Number 63, Jared Pollock playing the tackle.
Shustak on the carry. And Shustak brought down on a great tackle down there for the defenders. You see his number as he turns towards me here. That is number 40, it looks like, for the defenders. Jason Fulmer.
Dan Hood, number 73, going in.
See big number 63 coming out here. Jared Pollock, he's a big one. A big one. All right. Lamb now in back of Karicki in the I formation with Stewart. Stewart's going to toss it to Lamb. Karicki's in front of him. Lamb makes a nice play, but brought down very decisively down there. That time, number seven said that's the end of the run, folks.
Hoy, Devin Hoy. He's the receiver, also on offense. You gave up?
Oh,
you're done now?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right.
3:20 and counting now. It's third down and almost 10 for the Red Tornadoes, as Hoy made a great play in the backfield that time. Back in the I formation. And Stewart's back to pass on the play. Stewart's not going to throw the ball. He's going to be drugged out of bounds.
54.
And that is Tim Moyer. It's had a solid game defensively for the defenders tonight. Unfortunately, he went out of bounds, so they're going to stop the clock, which is in nobody's best interest at the moment. But they do because he did go out of bounds. You got the big guy there, that 77 Besser. Look at the size of him at center down there. Stewart rolls out again, looks downfield now, decides to throw the ball, and he's got Minnick. And Minnick makes a nice play right at the sideline and then turns upfield. So a nice play by Minnick. Number 2,
Hoy. Hoy came across and swatted at the ball from his linebacker position, but
Bryson Brook on the stop, actually.
Brook, number 2, makes the tackle, but Minnick picks up the first down for the Tornadoes.
So they wind the clock here, and it'll start running. There's still 2 minutes and 30-some seconds left here.
Stewart making a nice pass play that time, getting some pressure from that side of the left defensive side, and pulled the ball down, and automatically he's seen Minnick and laid it out there for him.
Stewart on a rollout. Stewart continues to roll out, and Stewart tries to hit at the last moment down there. He tried to hit Tony Rossi down there. Ball falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10.
45 now, Eric Jepko coming in. DeAndrea, number 49, Joe, is in for the Tornadoes also.
Okay, we leave Karicki, the lone back in the backfield. Karicki will get the ball, the big fullback. And Karicki, you can see how hard Karicki is to bring down. Just one of those big, tall, rangy guys as he takes it down to about the 5-yard line. He's going to be just short of the first down, it looks like. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. 1:50 remaining here in the second quarter of play with the score of the Red Tornadoes 54. The Defenders 0.
Minnick brings the play in off the sideline.
A keeper by the quarterback, and he's
Touchdown.
in the end zone. A 5-yard keeper by Stewart, and he goes in the end zone at the 128 mark of the second quarter. And the score 60-0 in favor of the Red Tornadoes. And we'll see a different kicker, I think, this time. We're going to see Rimakaitis, I believe, is going to be the guy that comes in.
And Lamb is holding, number 24.
So number 32 for the Red Tornadoes, John Rimakaitis. John is a freshman, 5'11", 170-pounder. Center snap is back, and he didn't hit it where he wanted to on that one.
Well, it slid off the tee. You know, I guess if you don't work at it enough, Lamb had a difficult time getting that spotted onto the tee for him.
So at the 128 mark, the score remains 60-0 in favor of the Red Tornadoes. And the Red Tornadoes have played everybody on the bench already.
Yeah.
There's no one left that hasn't played already in this football game. So the defenders, and you got to feel for them, absolutely. I mean, him and Coach Chris Eisworth, I'm not sure what you tell your team at halftime when you're down 60-0. It's not an easy thing to do, that's for sure. But he's got to find a way to keep them playing here in the second half. I mean, there is a second half to play, so hopefully he will find some way to do that. Rimakaitis will do the kickoff duties. It's going to be short. Hoy. And Hoy takes it at the 32-yard line. And Hoy still on his feet. And Hoy, a big guy. Hoy not easy to bring down.
No. Adam Juraski, number 10, had made the initial hit and held on until he had some help there.
Hoskin was the guy that helped him.
Number 31 for the Tornadoes.
So it's 1st and 10 defenders. Ball out at the defender 40-yard line on the Hoy return. Defenders out of the I formation. He has one guy split wide right, one wide left, but he goes to the fullback. That's Forsman, the big guy, and the Red Tornadoes gang tackle him, but not before he pulls the pile all the way up to the 45-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. It's 2nd and 5. Defenders.
Number 57, Ahmad Abumar is getting up off the bottom of that pile.
Number 15 in for the Red Tornadoes. Brett
Osowski.
Osowski into the lineup now for the Red Tornadoes also. Back to pass goes Jokum, looking at that same pattern, and he's got his man. Taken out of bounds by Minnick, but he found his guy down there, number 33 for the Defenders. That's Ansbach, Taylor. Ansbach on the play. And that's a play they run and run and run and run. They put several different people in that pattern.
Well, that time Minnick was there, but he turned him around a little bit, and the ball went right over his shoulder, and Ansbach makes the catch.
Jokum again back to pass, and again looking for Hoy. That time he had Hoy a little bit open, but a little bit high, and Hoy couldn't hold on to it. And I'll tell you what, if you get too high for Hoy, you're high. he's a fairly tall one down there.
He did get a hand on it, though, and I'll tell you what, he catches that ball, that would have been a touchdown, I think.
Yep, absolutely. So there are 12 seconds remaining here in the second quarter before halftime. The Defenders, in their deepest penetration of the evening so far, they are down at the Red Tornado 25-yard line as Hoy brings them up. Long count by the Defenders. The Red Tornadoes were blitzing, and
hand on the ball that
time. Slaughterback was the guy that was defending down there. Martin, of course, the defender on the pass. And Martin, really had himself a heck of a first half here, despite the score. He's played hard the entire first half. 9 seconds left there. It's 3rd down and 10.
Martin's got to be a tired.
Yeah, he's going to need a rest at halftime. That's for sure.
Yes, he is. He's played hard both ways, offense and defense.
Martin wide left, Hoy to the short side of the right, and it's going to be Hoy that he goes to if he can, but he can't. Big number 83, and that is Kenny Klinger.
Yep.
Kenny Klinger on the sack for the Red Tornadoes.
Kenny got his hand up in front of Jokum, and Jokum had to pull the ball down that time. And look at that, he makes the tackle. Great play. There was number 54 for the Tornadoes. Nick Roddy gets up in the air and from his tackle position.
Okay, folks, that mercifully brings the end of the first half to an end. The score of the Red Tornadoes 60, the Defenders 0. Okay, Jose, we're here for the first half stats. If you have any ink left in your pen.
Well, I started my second one in the middle of the second quarter. Real quick for Warrior Run, 11 rushes for minus 12 yards on the ground, 5 of 24 for 87 for a total offense of 75 yards, 4 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 21 rushes for 230 yards on the ground, 6 of 10 passing for 133, total offense of 366 yards. I'll give you guys individual now because I don't know if it's going to be a real mess at the end of the game, but rushing for Mount Carmel, Tyler Kricke, 2 for 20. Cody Schustak, 1 for -2. Justin Pulowski, 3 for 90. Merrick Lamb, 3 for 30. Julius Demetrius, 6 for 30. Dave DeMarco, 2 for 20. And Eddie Stewart, 4 for 42. Receptions, Matty Morose, 2 for 100. Quinn McCracken, 1 for 6. Matty Kovaleski, 1 for 9. Jared Morgan, 1 for 8. And Marky Minig, 1 for 10. The most interesting thing to me in the first half, 60 points, the most ever scored in a football game in Mount Carmel area in 117 or 16 years, wherever we are. The previous was 58 in 1923 versus Monhoy Township. So it tells you a little about what's going on. And that game went on to score 115 points. We won't get there because there was no mercy rule back then. And I'm sure Mike's trying to find ways not to do things. So the best thing to me, an indication of this team, is that we did what we're supposed to do in a game that we're supposed to do it.
I think everybody's doing everything. There's nobody left on the bench, I think. Everybody's been on the field.
Yep.
Coach Brennan has done an outstanding job of giving everybody some experience here on the varsity level, and these kids are just playing their heart out.
Yeah, they are. They're getting an opportunity, and these younger kids are hungry. They want to go out there and play, and I think you saw a lot of exciting play from Eddie Stewart and Myrick and a lot of these younger guys. And I'm not sure if the first unit's going to be back in. I don't think. I think it's probably over. That's a good thing to get the young kids to play. The bad thing is we're not going to get enough work for the varsity players. You know, I mean, they worked all week. They have to be ready. They have a long season ahead of them, but they didn't get any real work tonight. Very, very little. And that's both good and bad.
Well, Jose, you're down on the field down there. I mean, what happened with this Warrior Run team tonight?
Well, I think there was some injury. I think the quarterback's changed, is he
not?
not?
Their new quarterback.
And that hurt. I think we're playing a freshman. And I don't know what happened. I mean, you think this is the team that beat Schick in the opening game in overtime. However, I have to feel that if they played again, Schick would beat this outfit. And it just seems like they're just not ready to play at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of emotion there, even from the very beginning of the game. They just don't look like they came here ready to play a football game tonight.
No. Well, Warren, think about it. We're at around 1,100 football games. It's the most points ever scored in a half. The most ever.
Yeah.
And, so that tells you something about the other team,
Right.
So it's a tough one for Coach Brennan and everybody else here to get enough playing time to do the right thing, to not look like you're running it up. And it's a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the first visitor by the defenders, and you didn't want. I mean, even we don't want this to be the way it is.
No, not at all. And I hope they're not demoralized. It's just tough. I mean, they're not going to want to come back here the way this is going.
Yeah, that's what you got to worry about. But as I said, this happens, and they'll play through it. I assume it'll be a very uneventful second half here for the Red Tornadoes.
I hope it's a quick one. Keep the ball on the ground. Get the clock. Well, it doesn't matter. The clock's going to run.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games where you really feel the mercy rule is the right thing.
Yeah, this is exactly what it was put in place for. All right, Jose.
All right,
we'll
guys.
talk to you at the end of the game then.
Thanks.
Okay, gang, we're back here getting ready to get the second half underway here at the Silver Bowl. An extremely long first half, but that happens when you have 60 points scored.
Yeah.
So hopefully the second half, as we talked about, the second half of this game will be played under PIAA mercy rules, meaning the clock will stop under only the most extraordinary circumstances in the second half. And so that should make this second half go extremely quick compared to the first. And as I said, I don't expect to see the Red Tornadoes do anything. Knowing Coach Brennan the way I do, I know they're hungry,
and it's got.
We're going to be not doing anything out of the ordinary on this. And would it be nice to see the defenders come out here and maybe get a couple points on the board, get themselves situated a little bit. And as Jose alluded to, they are starting a new quarterback. Now, he's listed as a sophomore to us, Okay, so we're not. I'm not exactly. Everybody told me last night at supper club, and of course he's saying freshman. But he is listed as a sophomore here, so I'm assuming that's what he is. But either way, he's starting his first game. The regular guy was number 1. Right? Number 1 is playing, but if you take notice to number 1, he's playing with a cast on his arm. And obviously, as a quarterback, you're not going to be able to play with a cast on your arm. So that's what precipitated number 2, Yoakum, taking over as the sophomore in his first game. So, some of that, they are missing one of their running backs. Now, I do not know which one was not here or not playing the way he should. Oberdorf is actually a young guy. Let me look at him. Let me turn this paper over here and see Oberdorf, because he's going to be, he's the guy that they were talking about. He's the tailback, 99. He's a freshman. Austin Oberdorf's the freshman. The fullback is a senior, and he's Forsman, the big guy, 32. But I don't know which guy we're not seeing. I'm not sure who could have been in there. But obviously, with an offense in that shape, it didn't bode well to begin with. But they just never got off the ground. They got behind very early, and things just blew out of proportion for them before they could get a handle on it. So I feel badly for them, and it's, for a high school kid, it's pretty tough to go into a second half already down 60-0. So all you're looking for now is that nobody gets hurt.
Yes.
And we get out of the game, and when you look at Warrior Run, they go home and forget this thing. You're not going to learn anything from this. You just forget this and go on. The Red Tornadoes, again, as Jose said, you got most of them that are wearing coats.
Yes.
So,
yeah, right.
they're all wearing coats down there now.
The coaching staff didn't come up either for the
there's nobody
half.
spotting here
Nobody
for the
up
second
there,
half either. So, as I said, this will be a very quick half for both teams here. Rimakaitis, the freshman kicker, 32, will be doing the kicking duties for the Red Tornadoes as he.
And the officials for tonight's game, the referee, of course, Joe Claiborne from
good man,
Backsinas,
friend of ours, and a good man and a great coach,
Yes.
great basketball coach for the Shamokin area Indians.
Umpire Franny Vitero.
Also a guy we know very well.
Yes. The head linesman, Dennis Reiprish.
Yep.
The line judge is Ted
Deptula.
Teptula. And the back judge is Dan Claiborne.
Dan Claiborne. So a very local group here from the Shamokin Elysburg area doing the refereeing duties tonight, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, best crew we've seen so far this year.
Dan is the tall one of the Claibornes.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's the taller one. I know that. All right. 1st and 10, defenders. Ball brought out to the 32-yard line, where they'll start on offense here to start the second half. And Yoakum will bring him up, and he's into that kind of heavy offset I formation in back of him now. He has one guy split only, but they're going to give it to Oberdorf. And Oberdorf, now you can see how well Oberdorf can run when you give him a little bit of room down there. Stewart, number 4, making the stop, but Oberdorf's a load as a freshman. Now remember, freshman there for this kid, so you're going to see a lot more of him in the years to come. Well, he runs it about 11 yards. It's another first down. Ball out over the defender 40, out to the defender 43-yard line, and now back into a traditional I formation. And we pitch it to Oberdorf, and Oberdorf looking for some room, but he's going to be brought down in there very quickly by the Red Tornadoes.
Number 31,
Hoskins,
Billy is in there on that stop for the Tornadoes. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Shoestack also in on that stop for the Tornadoes.
All right, they'll go into a split backfield now on the 2nd and 10. And Yoakum goes back to pass. Has a lot of time this time, but he really overthrows it, and it's intercepted by Stewart. Number 4 way overthrew Martin, and it's going to be an interception by number 4 for the Red Tornadoes, Eddie Stewart.
Fingertip reception that time by Stewart.
Yeah, nice
that
interception. Yeah, he really
nice interception. Played it right. Moved over into the position to help out, and it looked like Minnick was defending that time.
So McFadden now, the quarterback for the Red Tornadoes. He's the last guy we didn't see. Number 11 is McFadden. McFadden, of course, is a freshman.
Stutkavich, number 85. Mike Stutkavich in on the tight end position.
Okay, it's Karicki in front of Shoestack in the I formation.
Mike Purcell, 51, in the guard position.
McFadden gives it to Karicki, and Karicki didn't find any room where the hole was supposed to be, so he took it onto his own, and Karicki runs over towards the defender's sideline. He's going to pick up the first down on about a 12-yard run by the big fullback, number 44, Karicki.
Number 78, Mitchell Matlevich, is in playing the line, in the line at the right tackle position.
McFadden will trot in with the play from the sideline from Coach Brennan. 9 minutes and counting here. In the third quarter of play, the score a lopsided 60-0 in favor of the Red Tornadoes. Bobbles the ball a little bit and gives it to Shoestack. Brought down very quickly in there by number 86, Eric Persing, for the defenders. Pick up a second down and 9 for the Red Tornadoes. I want to say thank you, of course, to Boyers across the street from us there, the food market, for their wings tonight here in the press box. They were enjoyed by everyone once again. Great food, great prices, and they're great neighbors to us over there, right across the highway from us. We're glad to have Boyers with us here. And thanks again to Mike and his entire crew over there.
Ramakaitis, number 32, going into the huddle, taking the play in from the sideline.
Shoestack on the carry for the Red Tornadoes.
Pick up of about 5 yards on that play.
7:40 and counting here in the third quarter. Again, the clock running under the mercy rule, so we'll continue to run almost under any circumstances.
Dave Besser, of course, number 77 is the center there. Don't want to miss him. Anthony Rossi, number 12, in.
The Red Tornadoes taking their time now, getting the play in and out as they use up all of the 25-second clock here.
Eric Jepko, number 45.
And again, it's Shoestack, and Shoestack on a nice run. He'll pick up the first down.
Shoestack through that line very quickly. Picks up a good 10 yards that time.
Josh Forsman on the stop for the defenders, but it's a 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes, when they're in defender territory, at the defender 47-yard line. I do wonder that we all got coats on down there. I didn't think it was that cold today. I'm very surprised that everybody's wearing a coat down on our sideline down there. Actually, there's a couple of guys on the other side doing it too. It's colder than I thought down there. Karicki on a quick handoff, and Karicki going to be stopped down there on a really nice tackle, I believe. Getting off the bottom of that pile is going to be my main man there, number 21, Steve Martin, the all-over guy for the defenders here.
Yep, and Devin Hoy, number 7.
Now another guy that's had a big game for the defenders tonight. So it's going to bring up second down now and 9. I'll give it a yard on the carry. Yeah, and you see McFadden trotting into the huddle. He comes all the way to the sideline. They take their time with the play and then send them back in, using up as much time as they possibly can to get the offensive play off. In the middle of the play, and that looks like a number 27. I believe that's Mike Sinopoli carrying the ball for the Red Tornadoes.
He's playing tailback. He plays nose guard,
nose guard
on the defensive side also.
It's an interesting combination for a guy. Rimakaitis and Jurafsky come into the Red Tornado lineup here now. Again, Coach Chicatano actually calling the plays, as Coach Chicatano works with McFadden even more so than does Coach Brennan. So he's the guy that's actually having to talk with McFadden each time he goes in from the huddle. They'll come on a 3rd and 5 in an I formation. Stopped in there very quickly. Number 27 carrying the ball, Sinopoli, but a great stop very quickly in there. And that looked like number 64 making
64,
the play.
that's who it was.
And I'll find his number one of these days and give it to you. You're going to have a headache from trying to find all the numbers.
Might have been 54.
It
Tim
has to be
Moyer.
54. There's no 64 in the lineup here.
Moyer.
A couple of those jerseys are pretty dirty down there. So it's 4th down now, 4th and 5. And the Tornadoes had decided that they're going to kick, but they were short a guy. So Rumakaitis also does the punting. The freshman will punt for the Red Tornadoes also. And he gets it off. And a nice rush by the defenders, but he gets a nice kick. And the ball got dropped in the... Let me see who finally
Still out
recovered it. It
there.
was bouncing all over the place there. Let's see who comes up with it. And the defenders will have...
Yep.
The Red Tornadoes. The Red Tornadoes have recovered. It looks like
34.
number 34 down there for the Red Tornadoes. Cody Shoestack.
Comes up with the ball.
And so another bad break for the defenders. And truly nothing has gone right for them tonight.
Here it is here on the replay.
There you see it bouncing around there. Everybody had a shot at it. And it continues to, and there you see the recovery then finally by Shoestack. All right, 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. They place the ball down at the defender 14-yard line. McFadden brings them out of the I formation. And it's Shoestack, and Shoestack will pick up a couple of yards on the play. It's number 73 on the tackle for the defenders down there. It's Tom Miller.
DeAndrea Joe, number 49 into the offense. 84, Corey Nolter. Tolashinsky, Ryan, number 53. Joe Durr, number 59, in to the right tackle position.
And the Red Tornadoes are in an odd position here in that, and I truly will speak for them here, they do not want to score.
No,
I mean, they absolutely do not want to get into the end zone here. So it's going to be an interesting what call we make here as McFadden brings up, and he brings them up in that I formation. And McFadden's on a keeper.
Ooh, big hit.
I was going to say
Big
McFadden
hit
took a whack
Number
from
7
Hoy.
from Hoy. Oof.
Hoy took offense to the quarterback sneak for sure. It'll bring up 3rd down now and about 5 for the Red Tornadoes as the ball will be set down now inside the 10-yard line down around the 8.
Tommy Hynoski, number 48. Eric Jepko, number 49. Number 62, Abumar is in. 63, Pollock is back in.
So McFadden is still on the sideline getting the play. Again, the Red Tornadoes in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to get the play in. There's 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter play with the Red Tornadoes leading 60-0. And he goes on I formation. Now he'll move out of the I. Hoskin is the lone back, and now Shoestack returns to the tailback position. And it's going to be Shoestack. And Shoestack trying to make some noise over there, and Shoestack goes into the end zone. So Shoestack will score on about an 8-yard run from the line of scrimmage. Cody Shoestack on the score. It is 66.
Good thing that
to nothing.
Quarterback called him back and put him in position because he would have had a tough time getting the ball on the handoff.
He left the tailback position and was heading to the slot. And McFadden looked at him and said, hey, I'm handing you the ball. You got to get back in there. So he goes back into the tailback position and takes it in for the score. The Red Tornadoes now do not go into a kick position, and they take a knee rather than try to score the extra point. So the score will remain 66-0 here with 43 seconds left in the third quarter of play. And that is not something Coach Brennan wanted to do for sure. But again, the fumble is what set it up. And I mean, you cannot tell kids not to play. You just can't. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not what's going to happen here. So the defenders need to stiffen here a little bit and bring this game to an end. I'm sure they would love at least to get into the end zone. Bennett in the middle there, on spot closest to us in Oberdorf, the big guy. Somewhat odd that the main runner there, Oberdorf, would be wearing 99 on his jersey. Good return by the defenders up over the 35-yard line, out to about the 38-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
Karicki, number 44, getting up. Number 34, Shoestack. Cody's getting up off the bottom of that pile. Look like number 32, Ramakaitis. Number 15, Osaski, Brett Osaski, in playing the linebacker position.
Yoakum back to pass for the defenders, and that's going to fall incomplete. It bounced right in front of him down there. He was covered by Slaughterback. As I said, it's odd to see a tailback wearing 99. I'm not sure if he'll keep that number going forward here. He's the freshman. That, ladies and gentlemen, brings an end to the third quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl in this Heartland Conference divisional matchup between the Red Tornadoes and the Defenders, with the score of the Red Tornadoes 66, the Defenders 0.
It's some tough going for the Warriors, or for the Warrior run on the other side. It's got to be a little frustrating, not being able to move the ball offensively. But, you have a new quarterback again, a sophomore quarterback. We'll call him a sophomore because that's what we have on our paperwork. And, you got a new quarterback coming in. You're missing your tailback also. That puts a little bit of strain on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely,
And it makes it a little bit difficult, trying to move the ball and staying inside your own playbook. So
they came in kind of shorthanded, and of course the game got away from them so fast that it was over really before it started for them. They never got themselves on track, and just made for a long night for those guys, and you feel bad about that. But again, it happens occasionally, and this is one of those occasions.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We'll start the fourth quarter with a 1st and 10 for the Defenders. The ball at the Defender 38-yard line. Yoakum will bring him in.
Mike Purcell, number 51, in there for the Tornadoes. Matakaitis, number 61.
And it's going to be Oberdorf, and Oberdorf looking for some room along the sideline there. And Slaughterback on a great tackle for the Red Tornadoes. He'll bring Oberdorf down right along the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a second.
Loss of a yard.
Third down. Okay.
Yep.
Is it third?
No, it should be second
down. It's going to be second down, not third. Did I miss it down here?
I don't know. Maybe we fell asleep.
No, you know what? Was the pass? Yeah, that was the first down. The bounce pass there. It is. It's third down now, and just a little bit more than 10. As Yoakum will bring him up, he'll leave Forsman as the lone back in the backfield, as he looks like he's in a passing formation here. And he dropped the ball. I don't know if he was trying to hand it off to Forsman or not, but the ball hit the ground. It looked like an odd handoff though, because Forsman didn't look like he was ready to get it.
Well, my problem, when you take a look at that offensive set, that halfback is so close to the quarterback.
Yep.
It doesn't give the quarterback time to get the ball from the center and turn around, and that's what happened.
Los back to kick now for the Defenders on the 4th and 15 on the loss
Minnick is back for the Tornadoes deep.
And Los will put it up, and a nice punt by Los. Bounces down about the 42. Minnick picks it up. Minnick heading to the Red Tornadoes sideline and does a couple of juke moves, and Minnick's still on his feet. Minnick turns the other way, but he'll be drugged out of bounds finally. And along the Red Tornadoes sideline, number 32 making the play for the defenders.
Flag on the play here. It looked like blocking in the back. That's what it is.
So
Ball's gonna
Forsman,
come
32
back.
on the tackle, and took him out of bounds. But you're right, it'll set the Red Tornadoes back some. Forsman is the guy that listed as a fullback. He's a big guy too.
Yes, he is.
They're not fooling around there size-wise. Anyway, between him and Oberdorf, they're pretty imposing backfield. But you're right. We will not see another team this year line up offensively the way this team does, with only about 2 yards or 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. And they're really 2 yards, really.
You might see Southern with their
But
wing.
they're working out of a wing team, which is a
they're
little
yeah,
different
that's
than this play. They don't run. They have now. We understood they do run the wing tee. They have not done it here tonight.
No.
But that's a really odd offense, I think, to be so close to the line of scrimmage with your backs. They actually have a pretty varied offense. We've not seen a lot of it tonight, but they're apt to do almost anything offensively from the pro set to the wing. McFadden on a handoff right up the middle. Hoskins carrying the ball for the Red Tornadoes, and he'll be stopped down there finally by number
85.
85 is one of those guys down there, and that's Bryce Godsell. In 45 also on the play, Josh Lindsay.
Oh, you picked up real quick.
You like that?
85.
I got lucky on that one. 9:14 and counting here in the fourth quarter play. The Red Tornadoes again taking as much time as they possibly can. The freshman McFadden into the lineup. He's going to have Hoskins in front of Sinopoli in the I formation. That's Sinopoli. Sinopoli will gain about 3 yards on the play.
Close to the first down. He might be a half a yard short.
Worsman on the tackle.
Sinopoli coming in as 5'10", 145 pounds. But coach uses him as a nose guard mostly, especially to give some relief to the varsity, to the first string there, and coming in with his quickness.
Yeah, Hoskins will be the lone back in the backfield now. It was a first down pickup, Wayne. You were right. It was close enough for the first down. They're just now moving the marker. So it's 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes out at the 37-yard line. And right up the middle we'll go. Well, Stewart was on the keeper on that play. Or McFadden. I mean, McFadden on the keeper. .753 and counting here. And it's Hoskins on the quick opener, and Hoskins got some room. Hoskins outside of the defender lineup, and it's going to take one guy finally to bring him down.
36.
And that's 36 is actually the guy that made the play, and that is Corey Bennett. He caught up to Hoskins as Hoskins broke along the Red Tornado sideline for a big gain down in defender territory, down at the defender 18-yard line.
Boy, he had some running room down there. Great blocking on the left side of the offensive line. Although this is coming back now. It looks like we have a personal foul against the Tornadoes.
Now, there's no room for that at this juncture in the game, so going to be a clip, actually, is what they're calling.
Oh, is that what they're calling? Okay.
7:20 and counting. So the ball will be back up at the defender 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. Sinopoli on the carry. And Sinopoli trying to find some room out there, but that's not, well, Sinopoli's still on his feet. I was going to say it's not going to happen, but he wouldn't go down. It finally took about 4 defenders to actually knock him to the ground.
Pick up 2 yards that time. He was actually
Oberdorf was the guy swinging him around and swinging around and swinging around, but he just wouldn't go down.
He got past the 30-yard line, and then Oberdorf brought him back.
So they spotted it at the 31, and it brings up a 2nd down and 8 for the Red Tornadoes.
Tommy Hynoski, number 48, in for the Tornadoes.
And Hoskin comes out of the game. Is that Hynoski at fullback? Is that where he's lining up at?
Yep. And he has the ball.
Hynoski on the carry in his first play there into the backfield, and he'll carry the ball. He'll get to about the 30-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Red Tornadoes. Osowski, 15, trotting. You notice the shoulder pads on Osowski?
Yeah.
Look at the size of those babies. He's looking for hurting somebody with those big, with those things. I'm not sure how he turns his head. They're so big. And he's going to line up in the backfield. Look at this.
He's the
look at
tailback.
this lineup here. And so Osowski in back of Hynoski. And we're going to pitch it to Osowski, and Osowski is buried in the backfield, and they grabbed him by the face mask. So a face mask penalty will go against the defenders here on the 3rd down play. They had him dropped in the backfield for a substantial loss, but that will be negated by the
Ryan Beaver came in. He was playing a defensive end position, came across very quickly. Osowski didn't even have a chance to make any type of move.
But the face mask will make it. Well, they mark it off. It's going to be a 3rd down, and that's going to be 3rd down and more like 9.
Yep.
So we'll call it 3rd and 9. 4:57 remaining here in the ball game.
30-yard line is
McFadden trots in with the play.
3.
Clock continues to run under the mercy rule here late in the 4th quarter as we pitch it out to number 34 there, Shoestack, but he is tackled down there. A nice tackle by number 10 for the defender. That's actually the guy that does the punting too. Tonight's crew, the people that really bring this to you. And again, the cameras are right next to me here, of course. Robin Hampton, we have Aaron McPhee, Cody Minig, Tyrus Twine, Josh Tomady, and Shane Lepley. And of course, we have a 3rd camera operating in the end zone today, so that's good to see. Graphics were Jessica Mann, grips were Brittany Venna, Nicole Purcell, Cassie Troutman, Callie Hummel. The webcast, of course, Gary Tresker. Master control the first half, of course, David Hummel, and the second half, Matt Shern. And the still photography, the girl down on the field taking this 4 cameras. I've just been told, well, don't turn ugly on me here now. She just turned ugly on me here. Okay, there's 4 cameras. I make a mistake and she's all over me. Take a look on her face here. I'm still working on Paige. You interrupted me here. Paige Schaffler doing the still photography. Boy, there's 4 cameras, folks, and please don't get that wrong. There are 4 cameras tonight.
Robin got it.
Wow.
Ooh, doggies.
That's it. I know where I stand here. I'll tell you what. But they're the crew that brings it again. I talked about it before with KMC TV celebrating its 40th anniversary. We'll be talking about some of the people who made this happen. Of course, Dave's father, George McPhee, the boss, really the mover and shaker in this whole thing.
Right.
But we'll talk a little bit about him in the next games as we go through the season here. and some of the players and some of the big players in the group that made this thing happen. Joe Bass, one of the guys who was instrumental in this, Frank Losky, those guys. We'll get some names out for you as we go. And again, a thank you to Service Electric Cablevision, who allow us to go on to the cable system. You catch us every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Channel 13 and also now on the digital Channel 100. So you can see us on both of those channels, and I think people in the upper area of the Heartland Conference are catching us on Channel 100. So that's where you see the game. You want to see Mount Carmel area football every Wednesday night, that's where you do it. And, of course, Service Electric Cablevision celebrating their 60th year anniversary this year. Best of luck to them for another 60 years. All right, the injury timeout is over. The Red Tornadoes are going back on offense. The clock has restarted. And you got Shustak in back of Rimakaitis now, 32 in front of 34. And it's Rimakaitis, the freshman. And Rimakaitis on a nice run. Rimakaitis still on his feet. And finally brought down in there by big number 57 is the guy that made the tackle, Jack Robbins.
Pick up about 14 yards that time, short of the first down. So since we did not pick up the first down, the defenders take over 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 defenders as Yoakum's counting his group to make sure he's got everybody in there. And they'll start on their offensive set. There's 3:32 remaining here and counting right now in the ball game. The Red Tornadoes again out to a large 66-0 lead here in the ball game.
Timeout by the defenders.
Defenders call a timeout because, quite frankly, I don't think they had enough personnel in the game.
I don't think they did either.
They were struggling to get the right people in there, and it took a little while. Talk a little bit again, as they do every week, Supper Club. Every Thursday night about 6:15, the back room Matucci's. Come down for one night, come down for all the nights. It doesn't matter how many you do. You'll enjoy yourself. The dues are $5 if you want to eat the meal that they're serving, which is usually, like last night would be chicken parmesan and spaghetti and all that, $7. And that's with all the salad, the bread, and everything. Or you can order off the menu. It's up to you. But you want to talk Mount Carmel area football and know what's going on and who's doing what. The players are there. We had some great play. We had actually one of our TV guys there. The Hummel boy was there, right,
really?
Mike? And his wife, his mother came. And he's, they stand up and they talk a little bit and all, and they're thank you, but he thanks his mother even though she doesn't like football. That was funny. His mother's tearing for herself. Everybody started laughing. All right, Yoakum under center. And the ball hit the ground. The ball hit the ground. Let me see who comes up with it. Ball hit the ground around the 24-yard line, and they're going to be recovered by the defender. So they'll keep possession, and it'll be 2nd down and probably 11 now, about a yard loss on the play as they move the ball back towards the 23-yard line. A good amount of people stayed here tonight in a 66-0 ball game. It's a tribute to the weather.
I was just going to say.
They're enjoying the weather as much as they can. They're used to sitting in a puddle out here the last 2 home games, so you can see they're just enjoying themselves here tonight. Handoff right down the middle there. I'd say the short guy, but they're both lined up short guys, so I don't know, I don't know who to call on that one.
Trying to see who even made the tackle. I think Kainoski told me at 48.
I couldn't tell. Brings up 3rd down. 3rd down, and we'll say 7 yards to go for the 1st down for the defenders here. Under 2 minutes to play here in the football game as Yoakum will bring them up. As everybody split out to the right side of the formation, and he's going to throw that way, and he does. And Minnick on great coverage that time. Minnick was in a perfect spot. He was trying to reach number 33 down there, Taylor Ansbach, but just overthrew him, and it's 4th down now for the defenders as the clock continues to tick away. cheerleaders change into their pants and all. It must be a lot colder than I think down there. Now I'm starting to be afraid to go down there. Close and punt formation for the defenders, and he lets it rip. Minnick signals a fair catch, and he lets it bounce and not touch it. And it'll be down there right along the Red Tornado 30-yard line. It's like big number 63. Giuseppe Balsamo is the guy that downed the ball for the nice Italian fellow down there. So it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes. Under a minute to play here now as the clock continues to wind out here under the mercy conditions. And it will, I don't know if the Red Tornadoes will run a play or not. I'm not sure here.
No.
They're putting the big guy in Osofsky in the backfield again just in case they have to.
And he will go down.
Shoestack trots in. The Red Tornadoes doing absolutely nothing to get to the line of scrimmage, and now they decide to march up there. Under 30 seconds now in the ball game here, and they're going to take one knee and call it a night. I can see they're going to have to. McFadden does. He kneels down, and it's over. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in a couple of seconds will bring the end of the football game here at the Silver Bowl in a Heartland Conference divisional matchup. The Red Tornadoes completely dominating the Warrior Run High School defenders tonight, 66-0. The defenders never really in the ball game from the start.
No, Tornadoes came out, and again, Coach has to be happy with what he saw. The short time that his A team or the first team was in on the field, they played against the pass very well, but unfortunately, I don't think the defenders had brought too much to the game tonight. And again, you don't want to make excuses for anybody, but you start missing your quarterback and your halfback, your team's hurting here. So, they played a good game against Shikellamy.
Yeah, they did.
Shikellamy is a good team. So, what happened after that, who knows? But Tornadoes came out again, firing on all cylinders. Now next week is going to be
next week we travel to Central Columbia.
And
a bit of a surprise in the Heartland Conference. They're also a divisional foe.
Yes.
And I believe they may be. Are they going to be undefeated or have one loss? I forget now where they're.
I think they have one loss.
But we don't know what they did tonight also. But more of a surprise than people had thought. Of course, Central Columbia is located between Bloomsburg and Berwick. When you're trying to find that on Friday. And it's actually not that hard to see. You can see it right from Route 11, to tell you the truth. You can see the stadium actually there as you go towards Berwick. So we'll be traveling to visit the Blue Jays of Central Columbia.
Right.
We played Central Columbia only one time before, and that was in a District 4 playoff game.
Down here.
They came down here. We won that game against Central Columbia. That's the only time we've ever seen the Blue Jays. So this will be an almost new thing for us here as we travel and visit them. And, of course, we stay on the road then. One more week where we will travel to Loyal Sox. We have 2 away games coming up here before we return home. This was a great night to celebrate senior night, Wayne, and we did celebrate, again, 25 seniors on this roster. So a little bigger senior night than we're used to, certainly, over the years.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right? These kids have been playing, most of them, for 4 years now, and it's starting to show on the field the maturity of these kids, and they've finally gelled together. And this is probably one of the best teams I've seen in the last 5 years.
Yep.
Coming out of the field house down here, and in shape. And I hope that continues. And I think that has a lot to do with the conditioning and the lack of injuries on the sideline this year.
Well, I mean, again, it's a double-edged sword a little bit. You don't play an entire game, and so you're not getting into a rhythm, and you're not getting big stats. You know what I mean? You look in the papers when they do the stat thing. You're not number one in running, but it's because you're not in the game ever. You know what I mean? And this particular game here, they were out before the first half. So now the other side of that is that you don't get injured. And you stay fresh, so you're not dinged up all the time, and that's a good thing. And I don't think, obviously I don't think anybody walked into a Warrior Run game and thought it was going to be a 66-0 blowout.
No, that's for sure.
So it wasn't like that was expected. I said in the beginning of the broadcast, on paper, yes, it looked like we were going to be a little bit better than they were. Again, you don't know that they actually play the game, and so I was wrong. We're a lot better tonight anyway.
Well, the other thing I think is the depth. We have not seen this amount of depth in a number of years also, both on the line and in the running back positions. You have Stewart coming in, you have Lamb coming in, and that gives Julius Demetrius a rest. And takes that extra weight off his back, and I'll tell you what, and Pulowski is just doing an outstanding job also, and you got these other kids coming in off the bench that are only freshmen, and stepping up and playing to the caliber that they're playing at this year for the first time on this varsity level. It has a lot to do, I think, with how good Pulowski and how good Julius Demetrius are playing this year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're getting ready to go down. Jose, let me look at my camera girl if she's not still yelling at me and see if it's okay to go down there. I'm going to have to have a long talk with her. She made me scared there for a minute.
Okay, Jose, what do you got for us?
All right, quickly for Warrior Run on the ground, 17 rushes for -2 yards, so they pretty much kept it up in the second half. 5 of 27 passing for 87, total offense 85 yards, 5 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 40 rushes, 363 yards on the ground, 6 of 10 passing for 133, total offense 496 yards, 19 first downs. And I was able to do the rushing, so I'd like to get them in if I could. These guys deserve to be heard.
Go for it.
12 different guys carrying the ball tonight, which was really great. Pulowski, 3 for 90. Myrick Lamb, 3 for 30. Julius Demetrius, 6 for 30. Dave DeMarco, 2 for 20. Eddie Stewart, 4 for 42. Tyler Karicki, 4 for 33. Cody Shustak, 7 for 17. Mike Sinopoli, 4 for 12. I shouldn't have done this. It's so stupid. But, all right, who else do we have? It's Billy Hoskins, 2 for 46. Rimakaitis, 1 for 14. And Tommy Hynoski, 1 for 1. And Kyle McFadden, 3 for 10.
Jose, I think about the only one that did not carry the ball was Coach Chicatano.
Well, he wanted to put him in at the end, and he couldn't find his mouthpiece. It was a great game as far as getting kids in and play and getting them to play on a Silver Bowl in a real football game, but it didn't do much for the varsity guys. They have to get out and work tomorrow and do some other things to get some work in.
Jose, just real quick, I remember that Dave McPhee told me always never to say oops.
Oops?
Yeah, you're not allowed to say oops on the air.
He didn't tell me.
He will.
Oh, he's going to tell me that now?
Yeah, he'll mention that,
David, I'm sorry. But no, a good night, a good effort by Tornadoes, and get ready for the game next week with Central.
Oh, yeah, in 2 days' time, we talked about that a little bit while you were getting ready, that we visit the Blue Jays. Only the second time we've ever played them. The first time was in a District 4 playoff game, which we won down here. Mm-hmm. So we'll be traveling there for the first time ever. And they're a team that's a surprise team in the division in the Heartland Conference that we're in. Not many people would have said that they were going to be as good as they are this year, and playing at a very high level.
No, they are, and they can really throw the football, and that's going to be interesting because we really haven't been tested in the air yet. I mean, they threw 27 times tonight, but I wouldn't call it a test. So it'll be interesting to see how we handle that, and hopefully our pressure up front will neutralize that.
Good quarterback, good halfback they're coming in with. The Blue Jays.
It'll be interesting, but we did a lot of good things tonight. It was really a neat game to be a part of.
Well, not if you were from Warrior Run, it wasn't. All right, Jose, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you at Central Columbia.
All right.
Talking to you there. Folks, not much more to say about tonight. The Red Tornadoes win the game 66-0 over the defenders of Warrior Run in the first ever meeting of these two teams. But again, we'll be seeing them again. Yes. And the downside of a 66-0 beating is that they remembered it. So, and I said there's some young kids on that team, so we'll be seeing them again next year, and we'll be traveling up to Turbitville to see them revenge this type of loss. So something to look forward to with the Warrior Run. So we'll see you at Central Columbia on Friday night. Again, remember Supper Club on Thursday tomorrow night. And this, ladies and gentlemen, has been a sports presentation of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel High School. Good night.